There won't be time for the rest of Dennis's story, but if you want to write to us. No, so there's a finish, there's a PS to the story?
Yeah. So anyway, Duke says you married the nice Irish woman's daughter, you have a child of your own, and we've decided that you should work again in the industry. So I have the same part now. It's the weak son of the bad guy.
It's your type now, the Dennis Hopper role.
Right. And now now it's the first scene in the picture, and we're in Durango, Mexico. And I tell him, I said, oh, I waited to work with you, Mr. Hathaway. I'm a much better actor now. You're always a good actor, kid, blah, 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 blah. You know, he goes through the whole thing. But, you know, Duke doesn't want any of this method shit. Can't do any of that method shit. Method shit. You know, we can't have any of that, you know. I said, don't worry about it, Henry, whatever. Okay. So now, through the years, I've seen a lot of his movies. Oh, by the way, somebody told me the other night, David Sally said they're having a retrospective of Hathaway films the other night. He told me that, I had dinner with him when I first came here. He said somewhere in New York there was a Hathaway retrospective.
Yeah.
I find through the years, after wanting to run him over with a truck, poison him, figure the best way I could get away with killing him, you know, I go see a lot of his movies, and I realize that the old man never laid a dolly track, never moved his camera. He did long shots, over the shoulders, close-ups, 2 shots, and that was it. Very rarely even panned.
Like they shot plays in the early days of movies. Yeah.
But like, you know, and he did really successful films. So anyway, and strangely enough, I worked more for him than I've made 3 movies with him. I made From Hell to Texas, and then Sons of Katie Elder, which is the one I'm about to talk about. And then True Grit, when I'm like, you know, editing Easy Rider, I went off and did True Grit with him. But anyway, I arrive in Mexico, and the first scene in the picture is this 10-line scene, the weakling son with the bad guy father. No. Exactly, I'd finished 8 years before, okay? And there is, like, Hal Wallace standing there. John Wayne, who's not working that day, standing there. This is at 7 in the morning on location.
Even though he wasn't working?
Wasn't working. I mean, come on, you know. And they're all there in Hathaway, ready for me to do this scene. He gives me every line reading, every gesture. Oh, and through this period of time, I realized I look really bad in the movie that I thought I was really going to be good in, and everybody was going to be terrible. I'm really out of step. If you're in a movie and the director has a definite style, you better listen to him, man, because you're in another movie. Okay, so I realize that because he doesn't move his camera, these gestures and strange things he gives you to do are you moving rather than him moving the camera. And these strange, you know, the line readings, all of it fits into his pattern of things. Right. Okay, so he gives me the line readings, he gives me the gestures. I do every line reading, I do every gesture. He comes up to me with a cigar in his mouth. He's crying. He's crying. He puts his hand, he hugs me, and he says, "Kid, that was wonderful. Kid, that was wonderful." I said, "You see, Henry, I told you I'm a much better actor than I was 8 years ago." And he says, "You're not a better actor, kid. You're not better. You're just smarter. You're just smarter." And you know something? He was right. I was smarter.
What a wonderful story.
It's funny. And, you know, it's very strange because it's like an abused child. I find myself, when I'm directing, more like Henry Hathaway than any of the other directors I ever worked with.
Well, we all have a conservative drift in ourselves that we worry about.
It's funny. It's very funny.
I can't get over the fact that Duke Wayne was standing there watching.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that he had a man called a catcher in later life? Talk about what's my line. A man, I said, "Who's that guy?" I met Mr. Wayne late in life. He said, "He's John's catcher." I said, "You know, they throw a ball around together?" He says, "No. When John gets drunk at night, his job is to catch him so he doesn't fall and hurt himself."
Good.
Cross my heart.
Yeah.
I loved John Wayne. And it was very unfashionable to say so during this time when Easy Rider came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What a good actor he was. Do you not think he's a good
tell
realistic
me,
actor?
Listen,
isn't he?
He was like wonderful because he'd take young actors like myself and give them advice.
John Wayne.
One of the things he told me was, he said, "Now, Dennis," he said, "I'll tell you a secret now. I don't tell a lot of actors this, but I'll tell you because I think you're going to make it. Now, when you take a line, break it in the middle. They can never cut away from you. So if you,
for example, if the line is, 'Madam, here are your slippers that you left downstairs.'"
Yeah, you go, "Madam, here are your slippers." that you left downstairs. Right?
And they can't cut till you finish the
Right,
line.
till you finish the line. Wrong. Wrong.
Doesn't work?
They don't do that with John Wayne. How you go? They went that-a-way. I mean, they went, and that-a-way is a voiceover.
Isn't another... And he thought he was doing it because he probably never saw the movies, did he?
No, he never. He did it. He got away with it constantly.
Oh, they didn't with
They
him.
wouldn't cut away from him.
But if with,
you try it sometime.
With a guy playing neurotic little wimps.
Hello. You know.
Now,
I mean,
did he mean
I did a lot of
sincerely?
half lines in a movie.
From now on, when I see your films, I'm going to watch for those half lines. I think we have to take a break, and I think Steve McQueen gave you some acting advice once, or maybe James Dean. We'll find out whether I'm right or wrong. Find out what he and Ollie North have in common when we come